Hi guys, I'm Dan.
And I'm Rob.
And we're the Maple People. Today we're here with Gia and Megan, and they're going to talk to us about Rememorex.
So, what is Rememorex? What type of game is this?
Well, it's a tabletop role-playing game. Really super narrative-driven game. Yeah, it's the setting is suburban 80s horror. It's heavily influenced by Stranger Things, but also the 80s movies themselves, the Goonies,
The full spectrum.
the full
like
everything from
like
Stephen King to John Hughes,
like
all
Predator.
those stuff that they did such a good job
not
of
Predator,
distilling.
I think you could fit it in.
I mean, anything could happen, but more concentrating on the kind of like teen and young adult drama of the 80s that was really specific to that definitely that Stephen King Amblin Entertainment type.
So Teen Wolf.
Yeah, Teen Wolf,
like that, yeah.
Teen Wolf,
Teen Wolf.
Breakfast Club,
Gremlins.
yeah, Gremlins,
Breakfast Club's the whole thing.
So, this is a role-playing game, obviously. It's like
Yes.
a Dungeons and Dragons type of game.
Yes.
Is it like a single session thing? Are we talking long campaigns?
I mean,
What is
could be one, could be the
We've
other.
run one-offs before, but it's meant to be for more of a long-term campaign sort
Slow
of
burn.
thing. Some of the mechanics that we have lend themselves to relationships, and which then people can sort of take and spin off. And it's also because it's got this very sort of media feel to it with the movies and the TV
So they're more
influences.
specific.
Think of it as like an episodic thing.
So you actually be like in episodes of an 80s TV series, basically.
Exactly.
Yes, very much so. Very much so.
one
It's
of-
the feel we've kind of tried to engender in this thing.
Well, one of the sort of setting things that we have for this is that it's a very free form sort of game. It's not a lot of you're not rolling a lot. You're not doing a lot of math.
Not like 13 books of
No.
stats.
No.
But we start every game with like a little TV bump of like special presentation. Like we turn the lights down, everybody puts their phones away. Special presentation comes up, and then whatever theme song. So far we've done this. Whatever theme song someone picks for the game, that plays, and so there's always that moment
So
at the beginning.
There's a lot of atmosphere built into this game. And there's a lot of wanting to create a cinematic experience of making you feel like you are one of those characters in one of those sort of TV show or
You are
movies.
in that.
Exactly.
Yes. So genre specific music and genre specific TV tie-ins and
Like pulling stuff from live action, and also honestly pulling stuff from, at least when I started role playing, I didn't know that you weren't supposed to dress up as your character and like have props and stuff.
Just shows up as a sorcerer. Some people do
You got
that,
your giant
you know.
staff.
Yeah, I know. It was vampires, so we had like wine bottles full of cranberry.
Masquerade.
Oh.
And,
I mean, it sounds amazing.
You had your own pendant rocket full of blood and stuff.
yeah, I know. Like everybody was dressed up as stuff. We'd bring props to stuff.
So,
We didn't know any better, so it's bringing that back into it.
If you
'cause
start up
it's-
here,
yeah, exactly.
sadly, it just goes downhill from there. So,
Yeah.
Tell us about like the characters in this game. You play a specific character, or are you playing like how does that work? How do you make a character? What is the character?
one of the best. So much fun playing this game is creating a character.
Yeah.
Because you start off basically with one of the John Hughes Breakfast Club archetypes. So you got the basket case, the brain, the athlete, the princess, and the criminal. So you basically use that as
It's like a little bit of flavor to start.
a little bit
off
of flavor, but then
That's your class.
it's kind of
Yeah,
but really
very wide.
very wide open.
it's all super negotiable.
Yeah.
You can be a basket case, but you can be an athletic basket case.
Yeah.
You can skew everything towards something else and kind of organically build the character that way.
People are a little more complicated than just
Exactly.
Yeah.
So this is all based on the Omni system, which is a 3-stat system, and all of the stats you make yourself essentially with the GM.
Yeah, it's not like dexterity, constitution.
No.
None of it's all written out. You can have stats in throw money at it, or the actual worst.
Exactly.
Or,
So you start.
It's just something that's descriptive about your character.
Yeah.
You make your own stats.
Yeah, exactly.
Everything
So
is just completely-
everybody has 3 things.
Yeah.
You got type, you got training, and you got talent. Type is who you are. training is what you've been schooled in, and talent is the one special extra thing that you have about yourself.
Yeah.
So taking, I don't know, what's a really good example?
Buckaroo Banzai.
Buckaroo Banzai, yes.
So Buckaroo Banzai is, let's see.
Type would maybe be like eclectic, like Renaissance rock star.
Eclectic, it could be, yeah, it's true. Renaissance rock star, and then his training would be brain surgery
and
and like particle physics.
And
then talent would be sweet licks on the guitar.
Yeah,
like
it's breaking down what are the quintessential things.
What makes this guy
what makes you tick, essentially?
What makes you like who you are, and then like, you know, okay, so Jack Burton. Jack would be like kind of start off with like maybe renegade sidekick. His training would be
truck driving badass.
And his talent would be all in the reflexes.
Yeah. And then once you have that, you have an active and a passive sort of version of that, and you decide which one is more important for that.
Yeah, like what? Because of these three traits, you know,
like all in the reflexes would be higher on passive, because that's a reaction.
Yeah,
that's
that's something that you want to be
innately
innately kind of more active.
Yeah,
exactly.
But again, these are all things that you yourself decide.
Yeah.
These aren't things that are arbitrated by the GM.
Yeah.
You're deciding. I think my most important trait is of these three things is my type. I'm you know, a trickster princess. That's my type, and that is the most defined. You know,
things,
of the three things.
This
that's
is what makes me the most.
So these are broken down by 10 dice, 6 dice, and 4 dice.
And it's just six-siders.
All six-sided dice, super easy. So you get to decide what of those three things is going to get 10 dice to split, and what gets 6 and what gets 4.
And then you decide where it goes in active or passive, and that's how you break down your actual.
And that's the great thing
rolling.
is breaking these things down and getting a character on the page super quick.
Yeah.
Super quick.
So these characters are not cleaving any goblins. That's not.
No.
Well, I mean, they might. Okay,
if you put
they
your
might
talent
cleave
down
a
as
goblin.
a goblin cleaver, then I guess
if
you
a
get
goblin
more
shows up, they will cleave them with a literal kitchen cleaver and or knock them into a microwave where they will explode them
Because
that way.
it's that
trap them in the bathroom.
Yeah, it's that thing from the 80s where they're just sort of trying to solve a problem with just grit and
kid know-how.
childish ingenuity.
Doing it how you know how to do it.
Yeah, exactly.
Even though you don't know how to do anything.
Yeah.
Well, and I mean that's really the beauty of this game and what, you know, sets this apart from other games where if you're a giant fucking orc with like a battle axe, you have some agency.
Yes.
But when you're a kid and you own like your most expensive thing that you own is your bike. And you maybe have
bike. That was
like you have some like broomstick handle nunchucks.
You're like real,
exactly.
Real.
You're a big monster comes out of the woods. You're gonna have to.
Frisky parents give you real nunchucks.
Well, there's that too.
There are rules for nunchucks.
Yes.
Homemade nunchucks, and
as well as
and then there's
flea markets.
Nunchucks. Specific slingshot rules.
Oh yes,
slingshots.
Yeah.
Homemade
Slingshots
weapons and those sort of clandestine weapons that you sometimes
one of them
find
is just stick.
Stick up. Yeah, you just pick up stick.
Just like black things.
The classic.
Yeah,
the
just
Bad Rob.
gas powered stick.
You're hitting with a stick. You're hitting with a troll.
Well, the troll was on the stick. What can I say there?
So the other way that the characters break down is youth, teen, and adult. And we do this for a longer campaign. You don't have to make one of each of these, depending on how things run.
Three versions of the same character.
Well, one of the things that was cool about Stranger Things is that there were layers of the story. Like there was the kid story, there was the teen story, and there was the
cops and the adult story. But you had moments when you would see the whole family together. So you would see the teen, the younger kid, and the adults all interacting. And the way that we basically have been playtesting this is, we have each person has 3 different characters in those 3 different age groups. So if one character is in a scene with their parents, 2 other characters might be playing their parents, or might be playing a sibling, or to kind of more engage people and mix it up.
Yeah, it helps keep people involved, because a lot of the sort of rule tweaks that we've added to this from the initial Omni system are honestly to keep a tabletop game of a slightly larger size interested.
Yeah, because sometimes you get a group of like 4 people. And
Exactly.
It's like, how big do you wanna go?
So that way you can still have plot going on for this group, but you'll have the other people involved. And the other way that we do that is with tracking errors.
Oh, tracking errors.
So tracking errors, what tracking errors are, say you 2 guys are doing something.
We're in a scene,
and
things are happening,
You're
and we're
singing there,
we're
and
out
I
in front of the
do
school.
That.
Wow, that was...
Yeah.
Well,
Yes,
that was loud.
Very loud and very noisy. Got
And
everybody's attention.
Tracking errors. So the dice roll is just to get people's attention, because gamers are trained to do dice.
If they hear dice, they react.
What's happening?
So the
I
numbers.
hate the fact that that's so true.
It's
I'm
so
not
true.
convinced.
Well, I mean,
Pavlovian.
Did I fail to save? Did I
Yeah.
make the check?
No, yeah. You roll the dice and you say tracking errors, and then you can affect the scene. You can do something good. You can help them out in some way. You can do something bad. Throw a little monkey wrench in there.
Yeah.
Or if there is an NPC in the scene that the GM is describing, you can ask the GM if you can take over that role. Sometimes the GM's like, well, I have
something
to, I have to impart something with this,
With that
not
character.
this guy or something.
But you could be
No,
somebody
go
else,
ahead. I
yeah.
just made up, Joey Joerson, the bartender.
Exactly.
So go ahead.
The classic example that we usually use is the bar scene.
Yeah, exactly.
You're a 13-year-old boy and you've wandered into the worst,
biker bar.
the biker bar. And so a really mean tracking error that you can do is you can roll the dice. Oh, well, you knock into the first motorcycle, all the other motorcycles
All fall
fall.
down.
Oh.
Pee-wee's
Yep.
Big
They go
Adventure
dominoes,
style.
so.
And everybody's about to kill you. A nicer thing that, another player might throw is, oh, well, that just happened. I'm going to throw a tracking error and help them out. Oh, well, the bartender is actually a friend of the kid's dad and kind of takes him away from that situation.
Saves his butt.
Or, I throw a tracking error. I want to play the bartender and do some stuff in the
You
scene.
just kind of see how that goes.
Yeah, exactly.
But it just helps keep people involved.
And you can do this whenever?
Well,
Yeah.
you get
that's true.
everybody gets
In one
one
scene.
per scene.
That's true.
Everybody gets one.
Yeah.
Yes. It's a very important thing
It's to keep you from abusing.
yes.
So you said scenes now. What exactly is a scene? Like, how is that?
Well,
What's the distinction?
This is something that's, again, more arbitration by the GM, but a particular thing happens, and it usually is jumping from, okay, this group of characters in this location, this group of characters in this
That
location,
location.
this So anytime that the location changes,
Yeah, the location
a
shifts.
shift in
Yeah.
potentially who's
Well,
currently active or
Yeah, exactly. It's like,
participating.
well, we're going from math class at the high school to the swim meet at the grade school.
But we're not going to role play the entire walking.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
The
no,
entire
it's
way
just like
there.
a-
Again,
just
in the
transition
same way-
to
It's
that.
like a
And
80s
at that
TV show.
point-
It's just like
from
let's
this to
go,
that,
and then they
Yeah.
walk
Fade
in,
to black and then
Yeah,
everything's
exactly.
back up.
Exactly.
There's some other things. There's montages
Yes.
where, if...
Montaged.
Yeah,
Well, the way that a montage works. Do you want to tell about the montage? You want me to?
No, you talk
Okay.
about the montage.
So montages are super fun. So as
mean,
in
they're fun in
all,
real life, too.
they
Yeah,
are. I wish
doesn't
we
love
could
a
do
montage?
montages like this in real
man.
life. So say you have to, your particular group has to get something done. Like, oh my god, we
big
have to
thing.
we have to clean this entire kitchen. We have to clean the whole cafeteria and make food for
Moderately
everybody.
absurd
Or
thing that
Bobby's
happens.
dad is going to get fired or something.
Yeah, or we have to fix
no.
we have to fix this boat for the regatta.
Wow. Went from realistic to uber rich.
Listen, you would
they're
you
both
would be
in there.
shocked at how many '80s movies are like, we really
a
need
lot
to
of-
fix this boat for a
I
regatta.
say there's
Or
a lot
skiing.
Of,
There's a lot of skiing.
Skiing,
Both
yeah.
skiing,
I've
so.
seen the skiing. Not
You
so
know what
much
the-
You
the
never
Value
see
of
you
this
never saw
mountain
One
is-
Crazy Summer?
No.
You poor sweet child. Get out here and watch more '80s movies.
Yo,
so
we
okay,
had
but so the point, so the point is,
Oh, okay, sorry.
so for a montage, you would play it as an '80s montage, and the GM would go to each character. Okay, well, what are you doing?
What's your bit for the
how-
montage?
Yeah. Now,
Does music play in the background?
Oh, well, music's been playing this entire time anyway.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
highly recommend that you compile and we'll get to that. That's
So, as opposed to
our goals is curating a playlist for you.
Yeah.
But we recommend that music be a part of this because
it's atmospheric.
Yeah.
So as opposed to
Soundtrack.
like in real life or in a real scenario, you're trying to help out with this thing we're trying to do. You better work your ass off to help. But if your character is like the slacker character, what you do during the montage to help out might be like falling asleep.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's supposed to
so
yeah.
no, I was gonna say, so the characters are based in a way that you have, to reiterate, a younger one, a medium, a middle one, a medium one. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's just
Well, usually
Junior high,
high school,
High
and
school.
adult.
Yeah, adult.
Okay.
And so, when you were talking before, you said somebody can be somebody else's parents.
Yeah.
Potentially. Is that something that you'd plan that out in the creation phase?
Yeah, this is
another
something
part.
that we've definitely talked about. Like in our original campaign, originally my character was just going to be a high school student, and somebody else wanted to play a grade school student, and I was kind of thinking like, I would really love to have a younger sibling because this character's really like kind of bitchy and bratty. And she would be a great mean older sister.
Yeah.
So I talked to one of the guys who was going to be playing one of the grade school characters, and I was like, "Do you want to be my little brother?" And he was like, "Yes, absolutely."
Yeah.
And he's kind of like a nerdy little brother, and I'm the mean older sister, and we play that dynamic a lot.
Like another friend came in and decided to be the mom for that.
Yes,
Stepmom.
Stepmom. Helen's not my mother.
Yeah, so that we could do some of that quality. But another part of the character creation process is relationships.
Relationships?
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is,
because
again,
There's a system for
super
the
there is
Yes.
a system for it.
It's-
Yeah, it's similar to Fiasco,
Okay.
where you do the roles, but also like some of the older games like Cyberpunk and Rifts and
Cyberpunk,
all that, where you're
yeah,
you're rolling on the
Cyberpunk.
tables to determine
Yeah,
that.
so-
So you go through.
and each character
rolls the relationship.
rolls a dice.
Rolls
You know,
dice,
each
gets
each person rolls a die, and depending on what
Rolls a
they
dice,
match,
rolls a die.
roll. Yeah, each person rolls depending on what number they get. Depends, they
Single
go
dice.
to
Where they
a
are.
table
And
and it says,
Yeah.
"Oh, well, you guys have the same math class, or you guys your parents are friends, or you two hate each other,
Yeah.
or you're
Relationship with each
secret
other.
lovers,"
Yeah.
which is
Yeah.
like always the
Secret
best one.
lovers.
Yeah.
Secret lovers is great. It's much better than just like. You guys are in a relationship.
Yeah.
Secret lovers is for some reason
Yeah.
always infinitely funnier.
Somebody knows a secret about somebody.
Yes, there's
definitely.
things about somebody has dirt on somebody else, or
Somebody's secretly a 80s movie horror robot.
Well, that's where
that's
the plot.
another part.
Yeah,
Alright.
that's
As long as
that's
it's
when
in
we
the
get to
game
plot.
somewhere.
Oh, it is. No,
The characters are very much the protagonists,
Yes.
so
Yes.
they're always the regular Joe. They are
starting off as
starting
Starting
off.
off,
They're
yes.
they're
regular
always
Joe.
the
The Goonies.
they're always
Yes.
they're always the
Yeah, exactly.
they're in that role. So really stuck in an average 80s lifestyle where
Yeah.
they just have to go to school and
Yep.
be dull and everything
Played
sucks.
baseball.
Yeah.
And then something weird happens.
Yes.
And that's what we call the strangeling plot hook. And that's where you find, the alien in the woods, or like your computer comes to life.
Yeah.
And it basically helps you build in that one weird element that starts the sort
And
of.
it can be a lot of different things. It
Yeah.
can be a character. It could be an NPC character. It can be an item.
Just
but
one
it's
thing that's
whatever.
slightly off,
So kinda like
slightly
11.
out of.
Yeah, 11 is a great example.
11 is a great
Gizmo's a
example.
great
Gizmo,
example.
yeah.
Johnny 5
Johnny
is a great
5,
example.
E.T.
E.T. is a great
It's
example.
just one thing in that world that the DM puts there that's slightly different or slightly off
Yeah.
from what.
Yeah.
That
and
just
that's how it
throws
starts,
everything into chaos.
and then
Yes.
it goes from there. But yeah, I mean that's always sort of the uniting effect with these thing with these movies is having that one thing that's-
element.
that everything's normal and now it's off, and then it goes on this great adventure.
And one of the things about all of those characters is that they tend to play by 3 really specific rules, whatever those rules may be for each
yes,
given
that's
thing.
true.
For 11, we said that it was that you never put her in a closet.
Yes.
You never.
So the hooks have rules.
That
the
each of the hooks will
It's
have kind
like
of these,
Gizmo's. Gizmo's the
Gizmo's
classic.
Don't
obviously
feed it
the classic
after,
one.
Don't feed it after
and
me.
Yeah.
Don't put water on it.
Yeah.
Obviously, some of those rules will get broken.
Yes, and
Yeah,
some
yeah.
of those rules getting broken
Yeah.
kind of have to in
Yeah.
order to
trigger
further.
the,
Yeah,
the
exactly.
next event.
Because obviously none of the players are going to know.
None of the
what
grandmas
the
are
rules
gonna-
yeah,
Yeah.
what the and sometimes even when they're told the rules,
Who
everybody
needs
still-
rules?
even when
Yeah.
it says restricted
boring.
right there, everybody still picks payload.
Everyone knows people in the 80s don't follow the rules.
No,
You obviously
no.
push the big red button that says "Do
You-
not push."
Exactly.
Handy-like button.
What does it take to play this game? So I know you have character sheets. You said 10
Character
d6, I
sheets?
think. 10 d6.
Just 6-sided dice, as many as you can get because you don't know, how
Yeah,
many
how many
people. So we
movements.
usually
Yeah,
just
you
pick
can
a
always
big
roll
bag
more
of
than one,
d6s.
but, get your cram oil bag and fill it with
Yeah,
D6s.
and then we usually use classic, D&D dice
D&D
sets
dice.
for the
the-
tracking error dice.
Oh,
But
okay.
even if
That's
you
why we
don't
have this
have them,
giant
You can
heavy
roll
one.
it.
yes,
It's
you
so
can
good.
you can roll the d6s
Six,
for the
yeah.
purposes of tracking errors. You just need that sound.
Yeah.
And you just need the
Pen and
rule
paper,
book.
It's having some sort of music set up.
Yes, music is super.
We like to do it with a TV because then we get to do the whole everybody's quiet and we do the
little opening
theme song.
We
Yeah.
we
actually-
for our game used
Sean-
the 1983 HBO opening sequence.
Yes.
The
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. At first I didn't know, and
I was like
Yeah.
trying to think. Wait, which one was that?
Everybody knows it.
1980. Yeah. That's the
The
first time.
original, the
Yeah,
old
yeah.
old one, the one that we've been using with the full
damn.
intro where it comes in it goes
Yeah.
from the house
Yep.
to the
To the street, and then
to
it
the-
comes up to like
Yeah.
the city,
And then goes into the
Lights,
sky,
HBO.
yeah.
And then Sean, who's running the main game and is honestly the main writer of most of this, did this amazing cut together of the theme song and the bump, but put all the characters' names in as like it was credits.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
it was
cool.
really amazing.
Yeah,
We had-
that was really cool.
that was unbelievable.
and the
unbelievable.
players got to see it for the first time in a movie theater.
We did a
was
special
also-
game
yeah,
in a
it was
movie
nice.
in the Williams
So premiered in
Center.
the theater.
Yeah, it
That's
was.
a good place.
Yeah.
It was unbelievable.
Yeah, it
but
was-
yes, because
pretty great.
our particular game, our
People were
theme
screaming
song
when their
is,
characters came on. It was just,
well, that's the bumper we
Well,
use, but the
oh,
theme
into the
song, which
theme
is the
song.
song that starts every game, is Twilight Zone by the Golden Earring.
Golden Earring. Yeah.
It sets the tone, I tell you
Does.
what.
Twilight Zone, it's a pretty classic show.
Yeah.
I think some people have heard of that show.
Maybe for
Oh.
like that's honestly
I've
shows
never heard
like
of that show, obviously.
shows like Twilight Zone and Twin
You're really
Peaks
young.
as well. Also
Yeah, really definitely
I am
that
only
sort
12.
of flavor
Yeah.
in there too. Just
Definitely.
weirdness.
So, all in all, what the game is, you said a book, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then-
what we're putting out
Or
with the
game.
Kickstarter.
Yeah,
Or the
exactly.
RPG, whatever.
Yeah,
I guess
it's gonna be
will
a game
single
book that'll
A
have
smaller
smaller
game
game book that'll have all of the rules, how to build your town, how to do all of these things and create a scenario
Yeah.
for your particular group. And it's really we're gonna have a set like preset town. Here's how you use this town to accomplish this story, but really super
It's like a
encouraging
demo
on
campaign.
Yeah. Making your own
making
stuff.
your own.
So it's
Honestly,
just an
maybe-
outline.
An
Yeah.
outline, yeah.
Making the town is kind of how we started this game because it was Sean and I driving back from Gen Con at like the ass o'clock at night, and we're talking about Stranger Things. We're like, oh,
Know
like
that
the
feeling all
structure.
too
Oh
well.
yeah,
I've never done that before.
the structure is really like a role playing game. We're like, oh, sort of maybe we run this thing, and then it got into just us going back and forth about how deep a cut reference we could like name the different things. Like, so what's the record store called? Like, oh, it should be Medusa's because that was a club in 1980s Chicago for like for under 18.
Real deep.
Yeah,
That's real
no,
deep
we
stuff.
were like trying to outdo each other with how deep the cuts were, and just we went up creating this whole place, and it was so it was so much fun, and then watching people explore it, and sometimes they get the references, and they're like, yes,
References are always the best.
Oh, this chock full. And I mean, that's the thing is like we encourage people when they're doing this game in the future, like really just put all of your favorite things into that world.
Yeah.
And make it that. I mean, in our game, all of the streets are named after special effects artists. So it's Tippett Ave and Harryhausen is like the main thoroughfare in town. It's like so freaking great. It's so good. one of the friends like lives on like Savini. It's all.
I was going to say
Yeah.
Savini.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Savini is one of them.
I love Savini. So how would one come to try to get this game?
Well, we are doing a Kickstarter right now.
I'm so glad you asked.
Yeah, so we're doing a Kickstarter right now. We have successfully fully funded, but we are super like we want to do so much more.
Yeah.
So we're posting new stretch goals pretty much weekly.
Yeah.
About different writers that we're going to have come on. Originally it was just going to be the game book. We hit our first stretch goal. We're going to do a equipment locker so that there's rules for nunchucks and homemade throwing stars and all of those sorts of things. So it's all about right now for people who want to get involved ground level is going to the Kickstarter and pledging. I think the first pledge that you get the book with is 15 or 20. 25?
I forget. You start with a
25?
PDF.
20?
Like the lowest. The lowest is a
PDF.
high
That's right.
five.
You get the PDF.
The lowest pledge is a high five, and then
Yes.
you get the PDF, and then you get the book, and then you get like a set of books.
Yeah.
And
There's different levels too.
There's
Different
a
levels.
lot of great things.
And
You can
there's-
have
there's
your
some limited stuff.
character.
Yeah.
You can come up with a character and have them like drawn into the book as art at one of the higher levels. You can create
can get
a strangeling.
a sweet artisanal game screen.
You
So
can get
it's
a
Kickstarter.com
sweet
/
artisanal game screen.
this particular game screen.
Not this one. No, this one belongs to Sean Jaffe.
So this
But
Kickstarter is
something like that.
Kickstarter.com / Rememorex.
Rememorex, yes. And we are Nerdy City. Our company is Nerdy City. You can get all of our information at nerdycity.com.
We are doing this in conjunction with Eschaton Media, who it's a company that I've worked with and for, who has done. It's helping. They're working with us on fulfillment.
Yeah.
So that.
Book printing and stuff.
They've done a couple of Kickstarters and fulfilled all that stuff. So it's like, yes, there's people who will actually mail you
Absolutely.
the thing.
We will get you the thing. And again, on the lower levels, you get the PDF, and you can start playing by October. I think we're going to be getting the PDFs out there.
Yeah,
once
because that's
this is
when we'll have
done.
all the edits, all the edits done, all the art in, all of that.
Any last words? Anything else? Throw out any more just plugs? Just to get
Sean
out there.
Jaffe and Megan
man.
Jaffe are geniuses.
up.
They do amazing work on not just this game, but on so many others.
Yeah, I mean, Nerdy City has stuff on some of the other games that we run, which we'd love people to come and check out. But we have some really amazing stretch goals that I would really love to see, like the Marble Hornets guy.
Oh yeah, Troy Wagner, one of the creators of Marble Hornets,
is a stretch goal for us.
is going to be writing some. Well, hopefully, if we hit the stretch goal, we'll
Jason
be writing
Blair,
some.
the guy who wrote Little Fears, is one of our stretch
What's he like to
goals.
say?
So. Check us out at Nerdy City.
nerdycity.com.
We run both Rememorex games. We run live action games as well. So those are kind of fun if you want to do that. And also just please check out the Kickstarter. We got some really super cool stretch goals.
We've
got Troy Wagner from Marble Hornets. We've got Jason Blair from Little Fears. They're Peter Woodworth. They will be writing stuff for us, like more towns and more stuff.
If we hit those stretch goals, gotta hit
80s.
those. Oh yes, definitely.
Yep.
Super horror, super 80s. It'll be so good. And if you're interested, come talk to us.
And we have we're running a bunch through the rest of June. We're running Rememorex in all kinds of places. 20-second store,
Aether Cafe, and
Brooklyn,
Home.
Aether Cafe, and Home. Check it out, and find a Rememorex game near you.
Yeah.
Sweet. Well, I'm excited for this.
I'm
I don't know
definitely
about
gonna play it. We might play it right after this. 100% sure.
you. Kind of hoping you guys have a rough draft because I really want to. I'm not gonna lie.
So I'm outing us. So I'm saying,
What happened?
So
All right. Well, I'm Dan,
I'm Rob.
I'm Gia.
I'm Megan.
and from Nerdy City and the Meeple people, we're signing off. Later, guys.
Bye.